Stock of the day, thought we'd take a look at one of the motherships of the ASX, CSL, out today. Good first half result, has reaffirmed full year forecast, statutory net profit up 17%, topping estimates, thanks to another strong performance in its blood plasma business. Revenue up 12%, also a beat shareholders to get interim dividend $1.19 US per share, higher than a year earlier. The outlook, underlying profit expected to come in around $3 billion for the full year, but share price down today. So what did the team think of CSL? Of course, it came after the news yesterday that its heart drug they'd spent quite a bit of money on hadn't passed FDA approvals or had the efficacy there, so they're withdrawing from that. And then the result today. Philip, 2 days of big announcements for CSL.
2 days of big announcements, probably 6 months of nothing. I mean, they have a strategy day every year and an R&D day every other year. And their strategy day last year really just ran through each of the businesses. There was nothing really new, nothing to excite people. This is a great business, it's a great long-term bottom draw stock. It's proven time and time again. When the market hates it, you buy it bottom draw. It'll be higher in 12 months to 2 years' time. It often looks fair value based on the existing business, which people know very well. So you buy it for the R&D portfolio. And when you get an announcement the other day that shows a glitch, not damage, but a glitch, it'll take a pause. And at the moment, it looks like it's missing a catalyst. So there's probably no need to rush in and buy it. It probably needs a good news item, which may come in the next 3 months, it may not. But I think at the moment, people will probably take profits given the strong rally since October, November. So I'm going to call this a hold. I wouldn't chase it at these levels. It's a great business. If it drops further, I'm sure I'll have a look at it. But at the moment, they need to put out some positive news regarding the R&D portfolio to convince people to price in more of the option value.
Yep.
And at the moment, there's more doubters than there are believers. So I think it's due for a pause, which we've seen last couple of days.
Because it seems to be going through, you look at that chart there and, you know, between $250 and $300. You buy on the pullback. This last one in October, November, down to around the 230s was a big drop, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's good range trading stock. If you're a trader, not an investor, absolutely. I'm not a chartist, but that looks to me like it's probably a little bit more to go, maybe 260 in the sort of mid twos. You know, I think analyst price targets are higher. They always are high. Circa 320 is the average price target before today anyway. If it dropped another 10%, famous last words, you'd probably start to buy back in.
Right.
But at the moment, when we saw the dip when the wonder drug was going to kill everything, and it obviously didn't, we saw a quick recovery. I'd wait for one of those. People get bored, throw it out, oversold, buy it bottom draw. It'll be back over $300 in no time.
Rudi?
Yeah, I think the big announcement was yesterday, to be honest. That was quite a big setback.
Yep.
People who have been in the share price for a long while, myself included, we were actually expecting at some point we would have the next blockbuster coming out of CSL. I mean, they spent $1 billion. The better part of 10 years they developed it. Of course, CSL being the quality management they are, my understanding is that even if they can't do anything with that product they developed, the facilities they've built up, they can be converted.
Right.
So it's not like everything is wasted and they have to.
So they built a new factory for this heart drug.
They did provide in case of success that they would be able to start producing. Absolutely. Right. I guess that's what you do if you're a good management team. But now they'll have to see whether they can use it for other means, and otherwise they can use whatever they've built for other purposes. So that's the quality of CSL. Yeah. I think in result season, I think investors have to realize that the immediate response to the share price is usually the difference between what comes out in the numbers and what was expected, be it by fund managers or traders or stockbrokers. And that doesn't necessarily give you an idea about what the outlook for a company is. You know what I mean? One of the themes I think is coming through this result season, it's all about margin. And margin, of course, is related to costs. While CSL's result is very strong again. I mean, a lot of companies would give their left arm to come up with numbers like that. It hasn't quite met expectations. The margin has improved, but people were expecting better margin.
Yep.
Seqirus, the vaccine division, underperformed, which usually doesn't happen either. And the acquisition they did in Switzerland, Vifor, apparently they have to temper the expectations a little bit there. So you combine it all, and in particular after yesterday's news, the share price has to go down. I mean, the market wouldn't be itself if the share price would have gone up. You would really start scratching your head and go, what's happening here? I mean, but again, it doesn't tell you anything where the share price will go. Underlying, I mean, growth is there. Management is still confident that the margin in 12 months' time or in August will be higher than where it is today. They will get Seqirus right. The fact that Seqirus is loss-making is simply or the second half is the seasonal effect. It's just when the flu comes in.
So is the shine coming off CSL management?
Maybe a little bit. I think what you often see, if you take another analogy, what you often see is that some athletes or some sporting teams have a period when they literally can't do anything wrong. They're just winning everything. And you just
Collingwood
know.
Football Club.
And you just know that can't go on indefinitely. Every super athlete, I mean, goes through a time. Then all of a sudden, it's a bit less. They're not winning everything. And I guess CSL is going through a period like that. It's still a great company, but it's not all fantastic news that comes out of it. I mean,
but do they have? The heart one didn't get through. Do they have a whole bunch of other drugs coming through?
They have a whole pipeline.
Right, a pipeline.
From their investor day last year, I understand that their pipeline has never been as full as this one now.
Okay.
But having said so, CSL 112, it was a big one.
Right.
It would have been a massive blockbuster, which would have easily have pushed the share price to 350 and a go. But that's not going to happen now.
Right. Okay. So what would you be?
I'm different a little bit with Philip.
A hold.
I don't think you have to wait.
Right.
If you have a long-term horizon and you're confident in the company, which I think you can be, you can buy it at these levels.
You can buy it at these
Absolutely.
levels. Okay. All right.